Okay. Okay, so we're going to, like I said, we're going to work on our shoulders, our neck, chest. So we're going to take a blanket and roll it this way. Now, another thing you could use is I happen to have, I mean, even something like this, I have a pillow like this that you could use that it's just or some kind of pillow. I think you guys all have blankets by now. All right, and then we're gonna lie on our backs. And we want this just kind of, we want it on the upper back, not the lower back, so we don't want it down here. So we're gonna lie back and kind of slide so that your shoulders draw down toward the mat. So you're gonna feel this expansion in the chest. And then you can just take your arms out to the sides. And I'm gonna take a peek, see how you're doing. Although sometimes when you're lying down, I can't see you. Okay, so it's just hi, Molly. So it's just across, it's lengthwise. So it's a blanket or even a towel will work. Molly's in your way. I know, Molly, you gotta back up. Fun with cats and dogs. And then we're gonna lie down like this. So it's coming across the upper back and your shoulders kind of drop down off of it. So you kind of just feel this expansion across the chest. Don't think too much about it. Just want to feel this pretty gentle. Molly, move, honey. They can't see me. Go to your place. Okay. I want to slide down so you can see me. All right. Once you're down here, we'll start to just settle in. So it just should feel nice, right? It's just a nice expansion across the chest. If it's painful, just adjust it so it's not painful. You want to feel the chest opening, or maybe make your roll a little smaller. Like you could always do that too. If this seems too big, I could just roll it down one and then kind of get that. So it's a little bit less on my back. And once we're here, we'll start to connect with our breath. Just start to watch your breath come in and out. Yeah. Yes. Those I can see look good. I sometimes when you guys are on the floor, I can't always see you, but I can see a couple of you. Francis, you look good. Teresa. Hi, Robin. Welcome. Becky, hi. All right, so let's stay here and just let the chest open. Just feel the expansion across the collarbones and the chest. And then we're going to continue to connect with our breath. So take a big breath in and then out. And continue to watch your breath flow in through your nose and out through your nose. Relax your jaw. Soften your temples. Relax the shoulders. So we shouldn't be holding any tension anywhere, even though we've got this support underneath us. We should just let the shoulders float back toward the mat. Fingers are relaxed, toes. Now let's take a 4-part breath. So let's take a breath in and out quick. We'll just take a breath in and then let that go. And now we'll do a 4-part breath. So breath in through the nose to the count of 4. Hold it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug it in, hug it at the navel and hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Let's do that again. Breath in. Hold it. Gently exhale. Draw your navel in. Engage the abdominals and then hold it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do that one more time. Breath in. Hold it. Gently release. And then hold it again at the bottom. Hug everything in. And just let your breath flow naturally, in and out. Feel the chest open. Shoulders are just kind of scooting underneath your chest. And just remember this action, right? I talk about opening up the chest a lot in a lot of poses. So this is kind of what we want to feel, this chest expansion, even without a support underneath. So let's carefully come out of this. So bend your knees. Just roll over to one side. And let's take the support out. Take your bolster or blanket, whatever's underneath, and come on back onto your backs. We won't be here long, but I just want you to feel that again. So now you're back on your backs, and imagine that that blanket is there, or whatever support you were using. And just feel the same thing. So we still have the shoulders drawing in toward each other. We're still feeling that expansion across the chest. Expanding across the collarbones. And then let's bend our knees again. We'll make our way over to one side. And then carefully come up to a seated position. And since you have a blanket handy, let's have a seat on it. So we'll sit up a little bit on our blanket. And any blanket will do. I mean, we're in our homes. We should have a blanket somewhere. And then just come into your comfortable seated position. So you can sit with your legs crossed. Take your hands on your knees. Now imagine that blanket's there. We're still broadening across the collarbones. Lift the chest and then pull on your knees to get that expansion across the chest. And just stay here for a couple breaths, just gently pulling on your knees. Feel the chest opening. So we're kind of squeezing the shoulder blades together as we pull on our knees. And then just go ahead and relax that. Let's twist over to the right. Just take your left hand onto your right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. Do that again. Inhale, lengthen here. So imagine there's a string attached to the crown of your head and somebody's pulling it to the sky. We're lengthening through the spine. And then as we exhale, we twist. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And then come on back to center. And we'll twist over to the left. So right hand will come on your left knee. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. Inhale, feel the crown of your head rising up to your ceiling. And then we twist right through the pit of the belly. So we're initiating this twist right through the belly, the lumbar spine. One more, inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. And then back to center. We're gonna just flow through that. So let's inhale, lengthen, and twist over to the right. Exhale, twist. Inhale over to the left. Exhale, twist. Inhale to the right. Exhale, twist. Inhale, left. And twist. And one more time each side. Inhale, right. Exhale, twist. And to the left. And twist. And then just come on back to center again. All right. So let's sit up nice and tall. We're going to take our chin into our chest. Take your shoulder blades toward the floor. And if you'd like, you can place your hands on the back of your neck. And feel that the neck get nice and long here. So we're working through the cervical spine. Just feel that nice stretch. Don't force it. Still stay forward. Try not to lean forward. We're still getting our shoulders up and over the hips, but we're just tucking the chin into the chest. Now release that, and we're going to take our chin up to the ceiling and the collarbones to the floor. Just breathe here. Feel that, again, right here, we're opening up through the front of the neck. Shoulder blades just float back and down. And then bring your chin parallel to the floor. Bill and Isaiah just came home. She's very excited. Okay, let's look over the right shoulder and float the shoulders down. So just go where you can go, don't force it. Just take your chin just as far as it will go. Don't tweak anything. But just notice kind of your range of motion here. And let's come back to center and look over the left shoulder. Shoulders back and down. And then bring your chin back to center. Now let's take our right ear to our right shoulder and just take your head to the front of your mat until your left ear and left shoulder meet. And then go back in the other direction. Just go at your own pace. Half circles from one shoulder to the other. Nice and slow. And do what you need to do. You can probably feel it, right? If it feels really good to go slow, just take your time. Really enjoy this. It should feel good. It's like giving yourself a massage in your neck. And then the next time an ear and a shoulder meet, stay there. And we'll do the same thing going backwards. So we're going to take the head toward the back of our mat until the opposite ear and shoulder meet. And then do again, half circles. This side's usually a little bit more, oh, what's the word? Tight, challenging, painful maybe. So sometimes I feel you might feel some tightness, some constrictions here. If you feel one that's a spot that's particularly constricted, let your head hang there. Breathe into it. Do what you need to do, knead that out, and then move on. If you find another one, stay there, kind of breathe into it, work that out, and move on, and just keep going back and forth, nice and slow. Working out all the tightness. And then the next time an ear and a shoulder meet, just stay right there. And carefully, slowly bring your head up. Just sit up nice and tall and notice how that feels. All right, so let's now take our right ear back to our right shoulder and walk your right hand over to the right. We want to focus on keeping this left hip down. So if you do feel like you're popping up, you can get a book or a block or whatever you have as a support so you can keep this hip down. So right ear to right shoulder, right hand walks out. We're already going to start to feel this right here in the upper trapezius, and then we're going to add on. So we'll take that left arm out, back and down, and you're going to move it around until you find that sweet spot, that big stretch in that upper trapezius muscle. And then we're just going to stay here and breathe into this. Just don't force it. It's easy to want to pull this here, so just let the arm move where it needs to move, the left arm, but without really forcing anything. And as you breathe into it, maybe you can go a little bit deeper. Think about placing that right sit bone, your right butt cheek, into your mat without popping up. Let's do here another couple breaths. And then take your right hand onto your ear and bring your head up nice and slow. And sit up tall. And notice your right side from your left side. All right, let's do that on the other side. Take the left ear to the left shoulder. So I think I was saying the wrong hand over here. So if you did the other side, just do the opposite side. Take your left ear to your left shoulder, walk your left hand out. And then we're gonna take the right arm out. And then back and down and move it around. And then press that right hip down into your mat. This time the real right. Your real right, not mine. All right, pull gently back toward the back wall. And just feel that nice big stretch. And let's take our left hand onto our ear and gently bring the head up. And again, sit up nice and tall. And just notice how all that feels. So let's get a strap. And it can be anything. If you don't have a yoga strap, yeah, it could be anything that will work as a strap. I mean, it can even be a towel, or if it's a sock, it would have to be a really long one. But that would work in some cases. All right, so right now we're just going to take the strap and bring it out in front of us. So our wrists are in line with our shoulders. We're going to pull to the right and pull to the left. Now, lift the chest, draw the shoulder blades in toward each other. Pull to the right, pull to the left. And then slowly bring your arms up and overhead. Just go where you can go. Don't worry about how far back they go. Just go where you can go. And just keep your wrists where you are and in line with your shoulders. And we're still pulling to the right, pulling to the left, lifting the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades toward each other. Pull to the right, pull to the left. And notice what's going on with your chest. We're expanding through the chest. You're kind of feeling a little bit of heat maybe in the shoulders. And then carefully, slowly bring your arms back down. Just take a breath here. So we're going to add on to that. So you can take your arms wider now. You're going to probably need to do that. Well, you will need to do that. So we're going to bring the arms back up. But this time we're going to take the arms behind us. This is where you need the length here. So make sure you have enough length that you can, yes, good. And then you can bring it down toward the floor and then back up and over. So just go at your own pace here. Going up and back, up and forward. Now we've been sitting for a while too. So let's finish this series and then we'll switch our legs around. Let's go one more time, up and back. And then let's add the figure 8. So take your right hand behind and your left hand in front. Right hand behind, left hand in front. And then go in the other direction. Left hand behind, right hand in front. Lubricating the shoulders, the joints. And then just go ahead and let's come back forward and put the strap aside for right now. Just for now, we're going to just switch our legs around. And if it becomes too much, if this is when you're sitting like this on your hips, because we are here for a little bit, you can put some blocks under your hips. That'll support, or even just take your legs straight. If this, just when we're sitting for this length of time, sometimes if we do have some hip injuries or something, it might be a little long. So make the adjustments as needed. Your body will tell you what you need. Let's get our strap again. We're going to take it around the right wrist. So around the wrist and then take a hold of it like this. And we'll reach the right arm up and bend the elbow. Okay. So then we're going to take the left hand. We're going to just kind of fix this up a little bit. So we're going to kind of try to get the elbow and the bicep in line with your ear, maybe even close to your ear. And then we're going to take the tricep and turn the tricep toward your screen, toward the front of your room. So we get that internal rotation here. All right, so set that up. Then we take the left arm out, thumb down, and reach around and find your strap at the bottom. All right, so you've got the strap from the top and the bottom. We're sitting up nice and tall. And don't worry about walking your hand up the strap. That's not what we're doing here today. So we're going to pull down on the bottom and pull up on the top. And we're going to lift our chest. And breathe here. So we're pulling up with the top hand and down with the bottom. Watching our breath. Opening up through the chest. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. One more breath here. And then let's carefully take your time, come out, and just sit for a sec, and notice how that feels. All right, we'll switch to the other side. So now we'll take the strap around the left wrist, and then we're going to reach the arm up and bend at the elbow. Again, we're going to help it along. We take the right hand on the elbow, try to get it closer to the ear, and then take that hand on the tricep and turn the tricep toward the front of your room. And then we take the right arm out, thumb down, and reach around, find your strap. And again, don't worry about so much about how you walk this strap up. We just want to have a hold of the strap. And then we squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the chest. Gently pull up as you pull down. Lift the chest. And breathe. Just notice how this feels. How does this feel compared to the other side? We've got our supports here. We got the strap here to really help us get into this pose. We're just opening up the chest. All right, one more breath. And then slowly release. And we'll put the strap aside for the moment. And again, sit here. And notice how that feels. All right, now we're going to take the arms out to the side. So we're going to reach through the fingertips nice and long. Lift the chest. Sit up tall. And then take your right elbow under your left. And you can just hold on to your shoulders. Bring the backs of your hands together. Or maybe you can bring the palms together. So just do what you can do. If this is not available to you, just go where you can go with your hands. And once we're here, if your palms are together or you're just holding onto your thumb, you can take your right thumb to your third eye. Lift the chest, draw the shoulders back. And breathe. Now Lily's here. Right? I don't know what she wants either. My pets are a big part of, for those of you who have not been a part of this before, my dog and cat are very involved with this. All right, let's carefully come out, release, sit up tall. The alternative of putting them in a room with the door closed would be worse. All right, sit up nice and tall. Just notice how that feels. And we'll do that on the other side. Arms extend out. Now we'll take the left under the right, same thing. You can just hold on to your shoulders, or maybe bring the backs of your hands together, or bring your palms together. Once you're there, we press up and forward, shoulders down, and then you can take your thumb to your third eye. And breathe. So feel the shoulders drawing away from each other and the chest lift. Pull up with the elbows and then lift them up and then forward. So you feel the shoulder blades drawing away from each other. So usually we've been pulling them in. Now we're kind of feeling them pull apart. And then unwind. And again, sit right here. Okay, so let's turn this way. If you're not already that way on your mat, we're going to go lengthwise. We're going to sit with our knees bent And take your hands, actually, let's start with our hands, our fingers pointing away from us. Actually, I think the first one, let's have them pointing toward us. That might be a little easier. So let's start with the easier one. Have your fingers pointing towards you. And then we're going to lean back, squeeze the elbows together, and lift the chest. All right, so that's the pose, right? We're going to lean back, squeeze the elbows like as if you're trying to squeeze them into a ball between your elbows, and then lift your chest. Let's do that 2 more times. Lean back, squeeze in, and lift. And one more, lean back, squeeze, and lift. And then just sit up, take a breath here. Now, if that was easy, you can try the other way. If you think this is going to be challenging, do what we just did. So now your fingertips would point to the top of your mat. This is a little bit more challenging. So just do what you can do. So you're going to lean back, squeeze, and lift. Lean back, squeeze, and lift. 2 more times. Lean back, squeeze them in, lift your chest, and again back, squeeze and lift. And then come up. And just stay here for a breath. All right, come on down onto your backs again. Keep a strap nearby, but we won't need it right away. Just keep it so it's handy. Now we're gonna lie on our backs, take our legs long, reach your arms overhead. Flex your toes so they're pointing towards your shins. So you're really pushing away with your heels. So you're gonna feel that action. And then arms are overhead, and you can hook your thumbs together. Now lift the chest. So we're kind of scooting the shoulders again underneath us. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, press the heels away, reach through your fingertips, lift the chest. Full body stretch. Inhale, we're going to switch the grip of our thumbs. Exhale, press and reach. Inhale, switch your grip. Exhale, press and reach. So feel the lengthening through the side body. 2 more times. Inhale, switch. Exhale, stretch. And one more. Inhale, switch. Exhale, and stretch. And then bring your hands down just by your side. Now bring your feet together. So your toes and the balls of your feet and your heels are touching. Everything's touching. We're going to point our toes toward the edge of our mat and then flex them toward our shins. But we're going to do that on the breath. So it's going to be one continuous movement as we exhale. So you can watch me first. I know a lot of you have done this before. So we'll take a breath in. And then as we exhale, we're going to point and flex. So we're like pumping our feet, right? So the whole body, even up to your head, is moving on your exhalation. And then inhale, stop. And let's do that again. Exhale, point and flex, pump your feet, pump your feet. So we're just getting to the fascia of the whole body and stop. And one more time. Exhale, pump your feet, point and flex, and then stop. Flex your feet again. Now point the toes straight up at the ceiling. And this time when we exhale, we're going to make circles on the ceiling going to the right on the exhalation. Then we'll stop, we'll take a breath in, and then we'll do it to the left. And we'll do that 3 times on each side. So take a breath in here. You can watch me first if you want, or just jump in. And as we exhale, we're making circles on the ceiling, and then we stop. Inhale. Exhale to the left. Inhale, stop. Exhale to the right. Inhale, stop. Exhale to the left. Inhale, stop. And one more time each side. Exhale to the right. Inhale and stop. And to the left. And stop. Okay. We're going to do a full body twist. So let's lift up the right foot and take it and place it on top of your left foot. Kind of slide the Achilles tendon between the big toe and the second toe. And take your right arm out to the right. Left hand will come onto your right shoulder. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, twist over to the left and slide your left hand down your chest. And don't worry so much about how far you go. This is a very, not very common twist in yoga. And we're getting into the thoracic spine here. So just do what you can do here. The right shoulder will come up, twist over to the right, left, and then come up. And we'll switch sides. So now the left toe, pick the left heel up, slide it between the left big toe and the second toe. Right hand comes on your left shoulder, left arm out. Inhale. Exhale, we're twisting over to the right. And just go, again, go where you can go. The left toes are kind of coming over toward the right. We're dragging that right hand down our left shoulder to get that twist. So we're really twisting through the upper body. And then come up. Let's do that. We'll do that one more time on each side. Lift up the right foot. Place the Achilles between the big toe and second toe. Right hand on your left hand on your right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come up. And switch. We're going to pick up the left foot. Dig it in between the toes. Right hand on your shoulder. Left shoulder. Twist over to the right. And then come up. And just go ahead and uncross and stay here. Now pick up your right leg. We're going to draw the right knee up and hug around the knee. Take your left leg long. So let's talk about the left leg first. We want the left leg super active. So we're pressing through the left heel. The toes are flexing just like they did earlier. We want the left knee dropping down toward the mat. So your left pinky toe is pointing up. Now we'll take our I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm getting all messed up today. Our left hand onto our right knee, and we're going to take that knee over to the left, and the right arm is going to extend out to the right. So now we're twisting through the lumbar spine, but we're also opening up the chest here. So we want the right shoulder down and the left shoulder down. So we're lifting the chest here, and then we're going to inhale, lengthen, press through that left foot. So your toes are probably spin over a little bit as we twist, and then if we exhale, go deep into your twist. Inhale, lengthen through that left leg, and then exhale, twist. And then bring your right knee up, and let that leg go long to the edge of your mat. All right, other side. So let's take the left knee up. Right leg goes long. Take that leg toward the edge of your mat, flexing your toes. The right knee's dropping down toward the mat. So you're getting internal rotation. Right hand comes onto your left knee. Left arm extends out. Take a breath in. And then exhale, twist over to the right. So again, see if your left shoulder is not on the floor, pick up your right shoulder to get that left shoulder down. Inhale, lengthen through the right leg. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Lift the chest. So feel this chest lengthening and opening as you twist through the lumbar spine. And then bring your knee up and take that leg long. And then we're going to flow through that with our breath 2 more times. So inhale, bring the right knee up. Exhale, twist over to the left. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, let that foot glide to the floor. Inhale, left knee up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, and release. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, and twist. Inhale, bring the knee up. Exhale, let that foot glide. Inhale, left knee up. Exhale, nice deep twist. And then bring the knee up. And let that foot glide to the floor. And just stay right here. Take a breath. Now we're going to take the right knee back up. The left leg's going to go long, just like before. The left pinky toes turning up toward your ceiling, and the left knee is turning down toward the mat. So we want to get that internal rotation of the left leg. We don't want the left foot splaying out to the left. You can clasp around your right shin, and then take your forehead towards your knee, and just go where you can go here. Tuck your chin into your chest, press away with the left heel. Hug that right knee in towards your forehead. Hug it in. And then release. Let that foot glide to the edge of your mat. All right, other side. Left knee's going to come up. Extend through the right leg. Right pinky toe points up. Inhale. Exhale, forehead draws up towards your left knee. Hold it here. Now, if this is hard on your neck, you can stay down. You can keep your shoulders down, or you don't have to come up very high. And then let's release. We're going to flow through that with our breath as well. Exhale, hug everything, your right knee and forehead in. Inhale, let it go. Exhale, left knee up, forehead to your knee if that works for you. Inhale, release. Exhale, right knee up. Inhale, release, and exhale, left knee up. And inhale and release. And let's take both knees up now. Hug them in. And on our exhale, we're going to take our forehead toward our knees. So hug everything in here. Hug it in. And then release. Legs to the edge of your mat. We're going to flow now through this with our breath. So if you'd like, you can bring your arms overhead. And as we exhale, hug everything in. And as you inhale, reach your arms overhead and the legs to the edge of your mat. Exhale, hug it in. And if you have active back pain, you can just bring your feet back on the mat. You don't have to extend the legs long. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale, hug everything in. Inhale, release, legs extend. Exhale, 1 more time. Hug it in. Inhale, legs extend, nice and long, and then place down. And stay here. All right, now let's hug the knees back in. And you can hold on to your opposite elbows or maybe your wrists, or just hold on to your knees. We're going to hug everything in here. And we're going to roll over to the right, just to a point where you're not going to fall over. And then come back up and over to the left. And just go at your own pace here, just rocking from side to side. So you want to feel a massage on the back, just going from one side to the other. And then come back to center. And place your feet down. Find your strap. So we're going to take the strap around the heel of the right foot and extend the left leg long, just like before. So the leg is active, the left leg's active, the pinky toes pointing up. Now we did this last week. We're going to take the strap and we're going to, if your strap is long enough, if it's not long enough, you're going to hold here like this. If your strap's long enough, you can pull your hands down so that your triceps are on your mat. All right, now we're pressing through the right heel and we're pulling the strap down. So we're lifting the chest here. You get this up with the hands, the triceps in the mat. We're lifting the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together. press your heel into the strap, pull down on your strap, and then take that right thigh bone away from your head. And then your low belly up towards your chin. Pull down on the strap, lift the chest. All right, let's switch sides. So it's gonna go around the left heel, right leg goes long, right pinky toe points up. And so again, if your strap is shorter, you're gonna be here. You're still gonna lock the shoulders down and lift the chest. Or you're gonna slide your hands down so your arms are pressing into your mat and you're lifting the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Take that left thigh bone away from your chin and your belly button up towards your chin. The right pinky toe points up. One more breath. And then let's do that again. One more time. Let's switch sides. Take the strap around your right heel. And then, yes, if your strap's long enough, slide your arms down. Either way, we're lifting the chest. Pulling on the strap as our heel pushes into the strap. One more breath. Press that right thigh bone away. And then let's switch sides. So left leg goes up, right leg goes long. We're pulling down, so our triceps are on the mat. We're lifting the chest. And then we're pressing down on, really pulling down on the strap and pressing our heel into the strap as we take that left thigh bone away. And then release. And let's put the strap aside for now. Take your legs long, reach your arms overhead, hook your thumbs together. Inhale, flex your feet. We're gonna press to the heel and exhale. Press through both heels. Exhale, reach. Inhale, release. Exhale, press and reach. Inhale, release. And exhale, press and reach. And inhale and release. Just stay here for one breath. All right, let's bend our knees and roll over to one side. And then make your way onto your hands and knees. Now take your knees wide. We're going to take child's pose. So take your tailbone towards your heels, extend your arms out toward the top of your mat. And let your forehead rest on your mat. So if you need to, you can put a blanket underneath your forehead. And we're going to press our hands into our mat. You can even come up onto your fingertips to press away and take your tailbone a little closer to your heels. Spread your fingers wide if you're not on your fingertips. Push into your mat. Now we're going to walk our hands over to the left. So just go where you can, go to the left, and then you can take your left hand on top of your right. So you're going to feel that nice big stretch through the right side. And then walk your hands back to center and over to the right. And once you get as far as you're going to go, you can take your right hand on top of your left and press into that to get that length through the left side. Breathe into your lungs. And then come on back to center. All right, now from here, slide your hands underneath your shoulders and come back onto your hands and knees. Now keeping your hands where they are, turn your toes under, and we're gonna lift into down dog with our knees bent. So for now, keep your knees bent, wiggle your chest towards your thighs, We're gonna work on really opening up the chest here. So spread your fingers wide. Broaden across the shoulder blades. Take your back ribs towards your front ribs. Now look towards your knees. Really engage your triceps in your arms. Arms are strong. Broaden across the shoulders. And then you can straighten your legs if you'd like, or you can always keep the knees bent. Bend through one knee, press through the opposite heel. And then switch. Pedal your feet a few times at your own pace. And then come back onto your hands and knees and take child's pose again. Make it active though. We're spreading our fingers wide as we press our hands forward. And then come on back onto your hands and knees. And we're going to go to down dog again. So lift up into down dog. Start with your knees bent. Take your chest towards your thighs. Broaden across the shoulder blades. Take your back ribs towards your front ribs. And then you can straighten your legs. Maybe this time press your heels a little closer to your mat. Now look towards your hands and walk your feet towards your hands and your hands towards your feet, ending in a forward bend. Hold here. Let your arms dangle. You can hold on to your opposite elbows. Let the crown of your head fall heavy toward the floor. Take another breath in. And exhale, let everything go here. And one more breath in. And exhale, just release. Take your hands back by your sides, come all the way up to standing. Into Tadasana. So take your feet parallel to each other. Shoulders back and down. And just check in here. Shoulders down, chest lifts, crown of your head rises up. And then let's make sure we have a block nearby. So get your props handy and then we're going to go into our standing poses. All right. So back to Tadasana. Rooting down through the soles of our feet. Rising up so the crown of our head rises toward the sky. And let's take our feet wide. Then we're going to turn the left toes forward, right toes back. And we'll take our block and place it behind the front foot. And if you don't have a block, you can always use a chair or a book or really anything that would work as a block. Now we're going to take the arms out, just like we did. Extend out through the fingertips when we're doing the arms, the upper body, Gomukhasana arms. And now we're going to reach out over the front toes. We'll have our right hand come onto our hip and our left hand on the block. All right, so we're going to start here in triangle pose. And we're going to lift the chest here. So we're taking the left rib cage toward the right rib cage to get the twist here and open the chest. And there's 3 heights to the block, so you might need high, medium, or low. You want to stack the right shoulder over the left. And then we're rooting down through the soles of our feet. Our legs are super engaged, so we're drawing the left kneecap up into the quadricep. And we're also externally rotating this leg here. So we're trying to get the outer edge toward the inner edge toward the outer edge. And then if this feels easy, you can extend your right arm up. Now take your left butt cheek towards your back heel. We're lengthening through the top fingertips and the bottom fingertips. So we're pressing into our block and we're reaching to the ceiling. lift the chest. So we're taking the back ribs to the front ribs, really opening the chest here. And then let's come up. So you can bring your block with you. Come up carefully. And we're going to switch our feet around. So now the right toes will point up, left toes turn in and up. Feet are on the same plane. We want the right heel intersecting the left arch. Arms extend out. Lift the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Left hand on your hip, right hand on your block. And then open the chest. Take the back ribs toward the front ribs. So the right ribs twist toward the left ribs. We want this left shoulder over the right shoulder. Legs are strong, drawing our kneecaps up into our quads, really engaging the legs, rooting down through both feet. And then if you want to, you can extend your left arm up. Right butt cheek, right sit bone draws back toward the back heel. And we're externally rotating this front leg. And then come up, bring your block with you. Bring your feet in line with each other and step your feet together. We'll just hold on to the block for a sec. You can even hold on to it in Tadasana. Take a breath here. And then we're going to step our feet apart again, place the block. So now the left foot is our front foot again. This time, we're going to take the arms out and we're going to bend into the front knee into warrior two. So we want to make a square with our leg. So this left knee comes over the ankle. It's a little bit wider stance. Arms extend out. And we're going to reach out over the front leg. This time we're going to just put our elbow onto our knee to start. And the right hand on our hip. Now use this elbow to gently take your left knee over your second or third toe. But we're still twisting toward the front. So just even here, we want the back ribs coming toward the front ribs. And then we'll just take the right arm up. And if you want to, with the block behind you, you can take your hand on your block behind you. Hug the knee and the arm into each other. Or you can keep your hand on your leg. Reaching through the fingertips of the right hand, pressing through the outer edge of that back leg, your right leg. And then with control, we're going to come up, straighten the leg, get your block. If you have two blocks, you can put them on either side. You don't have to move them around. And we're going to turn over to the other side. So, and if you're not using the block, that's cool. All right. Arms extend out. We come into warrior two. So bend the front knee. Lift the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Reach out. We'll take our left hand on our knee. Left hand on our hip. Elbow comes on our knee, right elbow. And we start here. Then we kind of adjust from here. Can you get that right knee over your second or third toe? To hug that knee toward the back of your mat. And we want to take the right ribs to the front ribs. Right, so we have that twist. We open the chest and then maybe extend your left arm. It's okay to leave it right here. And then if you want to, you can bring your hand down onto your block behind you. If your hand's on the block, now we were doing that, we're using the elbow to get that knee toward the back edge of our mat. Now we're hugging the knee toward that arm, right? To still get that action of this external rotation here to get the knee over the second or third toe. And then come up. And we'll switch our feet around. This time put the block in front of your foot. Arms extend out, lift the chest. Bend your knee back into warrior two. We're going to reach out and we'll take now the block take our hand out of the block in front of our foot. Right hand is on our hip. And we're hugging the right elbow back toward the back of the mat. And then we're going to take the left knee and the left tricep in toward each other. Lift the chest. And then you're going to just drag your right arm up and overhead. And lift the chest. Extend your arm. You can even turn the pinky toe toward the floor, thumb toward the sky. And we're still trying to get that back ribs toward the front ribs. And then carefully come up. We'll switch our feet around one more time. Take the foot in front of your, take the block in front of your right foot. And then we bend into that front knee. Arms extend out. Lift the chest here. We're gonna reach out. Left hand comes onto our hip, right hand on our block. We set up here. Take your back ribs towards your front ribs. Hug that right knee and right tricep in toward each other, creating that resistance here. And then we'll slide this left arm up and overhead. So the inside arm is facing in towards your ear. Pinky finger is down toward the floor, the thumb is up toward the sky. We're still hugging the right knee and arm in toward each other to get that twist. And then we're pressing through the outer heel of the back leg, the left leg. And then with control, come all the way up. You can leave your block down there. Step your feet together and come to Tadasana. Take a breath here in Tadasana. Just check in, see how you feel. All right, now we're gonna use 2 blocks. If you don't have 2 blocks, there's a couple things that we can do. And I'll demonstrate as we go. So we're gonna start with our 2 blocks. Or 1 block, if you only have 1 block, put it in front of you in the center, where you have your chair. So we're gonna go into pyramid pose, and I can demonstrate all variations. So let's start with our right foot forward, left leg back, and our hands on our hips. Now we're gonna take that left hip forward and draw the right hip back. So we're even kind of just sliding that back heel, that left heel, even though it's not moving toward the back of our mat, to get this left hip forward. Hands on our hips, lift your chest. Now even here, we squeeze the shoulder blades together. We're even doing a little bit of a back bend here. And then as you exhale, keep the chest lifted, we're gonna come forward. This is where, if you have 2 blocks, you can put the blocks here. If you only have 1, you can take it behind your right foot, like this, or you can use your chair. So lots of options here. I'll go back to the 2 blocks for right now. And we're gonna draw the right hip back, left hip forward. Lift the chest. Drag that left heel isometrically toward the back of your mat. Lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then take your hands on your hips, step your feet together. Take a breath in Tadasana. And other side, so the right foot will come back now, left foot forward, hands on our hips. We're gonna square off the hips, just by taking that right hip forward though, and left hip back. So we're not really squaring so much as bringing that right side forward. Walk the hands in toward each other, lift your chest. Inhale here. Keep the chest lifted. Hinge from your hips, take your hands down onto your block, maybe 1 block, maybe on your chair. Draw that left hip away, back away from you, and the right hip toward the front of your mat. All right, one more breath here. And then hands come on your hips. Step your feet together. Stand in Tadasana. Take a breath. Let's move my stuff out of the way. Move your stuff out of the way. We have lots of props in this practice. All right, coming in back into Tadasana. Let's inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Now exhale, take your elbows out in line with your shoulders. Squeeze the shoulders back toward each other. Engage your legs. Squeeze the shoulders, so really lifting the chest. If it feels okay, you can let your head look up toward your ceiling or just keep your chin tucked. And then bring your elbows down towards your ribs. We're making a W with our arms. We're really squeezing, opening up the chest. Now inhale, reach your arms back up. And with an exhale, we're going to take a swan dive forward, chest, chin, forehead come down. Inhale, bring your hands on your shins. Draw the shoulder blades away from each other and take your tailbone toward the back edge of your mat. Stay here for a couple breaths. Really feel that lengthening through the spine. So the tailbone is drawing way back and the crown of your head toward the top of your mat. And then we're going to exhale forward, step back to plank. Now plank can be on your toes or on your knees. Wherever you want to go with this. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. So what works for you? If your knees are off the mat, your tailbone is down, drawing towards your heels. You're kind of even pulling your mat apart. Engaging the triceps, engaging the arms, working the core. One more breath. And let's all take our knees down, knees, chest, chin, come all the way down. And then just turn your head to the right. Take a breath here. Bring your chin back to center. Take your hands so they're under your shoulders. Now we're going to pick up the right leg and reach it toward the back of our mat. Pick up the left leg, reach it back, extend it back so all 10 toenails are touching. And then lift up into cobra. Lift your heart. Squeeze the shoulder blades toward each other. Lift the heart. The gaze is just down at the mat. You should be able to shake your head no tension in the neck. And then touching all 10 toenails down really helps to keep us from kind of dumping into this low back area, right? We don't want that. We want the lift to be here. And then come down. You can turn and look to the other side, to the left. Take a breath. Okay, now find your strap again. We're going to take the strap. You can probably fold it in half. Mine's pretty long, so I'm going to fold mine in half. And then take our hands right down, so they're straight. Your arms are straight. So your hands will probably be maybe at like the bottom of your top of your legs, bottom of your butt. And then we're going to take the chin back to center. On an inhale, lift up. And then we'll slide the hands back even farther. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the heart. And if this is easy, maybe you can lift your thighs off the mat for Lupus Pose. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Hold it here. Don't hold your breath. Hold the pose, not your breath, right? Lift your heart. Make sure you exhale. One more breath. And then come down nice and slow. Turn and look to the right. You can turn your toes under, wiggle your hips a little bit. So you can do either one of those. You can come back to Cobra. You can do Salavasana, Locust. Or if you want to go into floor wheel, into Dhanurasana, bend your knees. Chin comes back to the center of your mat, flex your feet. Now we take the hands back by our legs, lift the heart, and then reach back and find your ankles to the tops of your feet. Once you have them, kick into your hands. Kick into your hands, squeeze the shoulder blades together, flex your feet. And then you can keep your thigh bones down on the mat, continue to kick, or you might be able to lift the thighs off the mat. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then come on down. Look to the left, you can windshield wiper your legs from side to side. And then press up and back into child's pose. Come on back up onto hands and knees. And then let's have a seat. And from our seat, actually no, let's stay seated. Let's take our legs out in front of us. And then take your left foot into your inner thigh and just slide the right leg over and get your strap again. So we're gonna take the strap around the right foot, just place it in front of us. All right. Now we're gonna twist over to the right. So the left hand will come on the right knee. So just twisting over this way to get this right shoulder in line with the right thigh. And we're gonna lower that right shoulder to the right thigh and take our right elbow down toward the inner thigh. So we start to feel this big stretch right here in the side body. This is the target area. Now, you're probably wondering why the strap is here. We can take a hold of the strap with our right hand and just take your left hand behind your head to deepen that stretch. So again, you're feeling this right here. Yes, this should feel really nice. Nice big stretch getting into this quadratus lumborum. If you want to, you can take your left arm up and find your strap this way and maybe lower down a little bit more. We want to keep the left shoulder over the right. And the target area is that left side body. So just go where you can go here. Breathe into it. We're going to hold this for a couple more breaths so we can really get that muscle to release. So stay here if you can. If it becomes too painful, back it off a little bit. There's lots of options. We just want it to release. We want this muscle to release and let go. And then we're going to carefully just come up. Okay, take your time. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like that one. All right, other side. Let's switch our legs around. So now the left foot's out, the right foot's in, and the strap is around your left foot. Just get set up first, and then we'll twist over to the right. So the left hand comes onto our right knee, right? This is how we get this alignment here. We're going to take the left shoulder to the left thigh and hook the left elbow on the inner thigh. And this is where you start. And maybe this is enough. So your right hand can be on your hip and your left elbow's on your inner thigh. We're getting that twist, and you're going to feel this right here. Then you add on. You can maybe take a hold of your strap, take your right hand behind your head, go a little bit deeper. So when you pull on the strap, you're going to go deeper over here in the right side body, the right QL. And then maybe you can take your right arm overhead, find your strap. The elbow's still on the inner, left elbow still on the inner thigh. That helps get that twist, right? We're still taking the left ribs toward the right ribs here. And then we'll stay here for a few breaths. Let that release. This side is definitely tighter than my other side. Boy, I haven't done this one in a while. Breathe here. Couple more breaths. And then carefully take your time, come up. Take your legs back out in front of you. Bend your knees and lower down onto your backs. Take your strap. Take your strap and, did I go away? Take your strap and slide it underneath your, the tops of your legs. We're gonna walk the heels in. And we're gonna turn our hands up toward the ceiling and take the strap over our hands, the palms of our hands. So our thumbs are pointing out to the edges of our mat. We're holding onto the strap. We want to focus on keeping the knuckles down onto our strap. All right, now we're going to walk the heels in and then lift the hips into bridge. So the knuckles stay down. Don't let them float up. Knuckles stay down on the mat. Pick up your right shoulder and walk it underneath your chest. Pick up your left shoulder, walk it underneath your chest. Really root down through both feet and then take your low belly towards your chin. So now you're maybe on the triceps of your arms. We're really opening up the chest here, right? The thumbs are pointing out toward the edges of our mat. Lift the chest. Low belly towards your chin. Hold it here. One more breath. And then slowly you can pick up your heels, come down one vertebra at a time, all the way down. And then hug your knees in. Take your right knee over your left, hug your knees in. Maybe slide your hands down to your ankles if that works for you. And then kind of pull your legs apart. Lift your chest. And then take your knees over to the left. Lift the chest. Bring your knees back, uncross. Take your left knee over your right. Hug the knees in. Slide your hands down to your ankles again, if that works for you. If not, just keep your hands up on your knees. And then you kind of gently pull the legs apart, lift your chest, and maybe take your knees over to the right to deepen that stretch. Getting into your piriformis. So that muscle that's right there in your butt cheek that you're feeling. And then come on up. Take your feet down onto your mat. Take your right ankle on your left knee. And you can just gently press your right leg away. Or pick up your left foot, slide your right hand through your legs, clasp around your left thigh. Flex both feet and draw your left knee towards your nose. Use your right elbow to press the right leg away. Back into that same muscle, the piriformis. And you can even take your legs slightly over to the left to deepen that stretch. Bring your knee up, uncross, we'll switch sides. You're welcome to put your right foot down or lift the foot up. Slide your left hand through. Clasp around your left thigh, draw that right knee. Clasp around your right thigh, draw your right knee towards your nose. Use your left elbow to press that leg away. And then maybe even take your legs over to the right. Just to get that sweet spot, you're going to find it, right? The more you move the knees over, you're going to get right into that piriformis muscle. Lift the chest. And then bring your knees back up, uncross. Place your feet down. Take your arms out to the sides. Scoot your hips over to the right, cross your right leg over your left, and take your knees to the left. Now pick up your left shoulder to get your right shoulder down. So both shoulders are on the mat. Lift the chest. And if you want, you can take your left hand on your right knee to deepen your twist. Bring your knees up, uncross. Take your hips over to the left, cross the left over the right, and then the knees will drop over to the right. Now, if your left shoulder's popping up, pick the right shoulder up, lift the chest. And if you want, you can take your right hand on your left knee. And then bring your legs up, uncross. Let's hug the knees up. Take your forehead to your knees. Give yourself a big hug, big squeeze. And then we'll find Shavasana. So options always, you can keep your knees bent, take your feet wide and just touch your knees together. If you have active back pain, this is a nice one to do. Or you can roll up your blanket and take the blanket underneath your knees. And you can always take your legs up onto a chair or your couch, which is a nice way to release your back pain too, or just kind of a nice way to take Shavasana anyway. So if you want, you can even put a blanket over you. So once you find your preferred position, take this moment now to scan your body. Check and see if there's anything you might still be holding on to, any constrictions, any tightness still in your body. And just send your breath there, see if you can release it. Relax your fingers and your toes. Even here, we want the shoulders slightly underneath the chest. So even in Shavasana, we want the chest open. But you do want to be relaxed, completely relaxed. So relax your jaw, soften your temples. And let your entire body let go. And just melt into your mat, into the earth beneath you. And then I'll ring the chimes 3 times when it's time to come out of Shavasana. So just let everything go here. begin to awaken your body. Start to bring movement into your fingers and your toes. Deepen your breath. Reach your arms overhead. Get a big stretch. And when you're ready, make your way over to one side. Just stay there for a breath. And then at your own pace, come up to a comfortable seated position. And you can sit here with your eyes closed. Just check in here. Notice how you feel. Notice how you feel since you got on your mat this morning. And all the changes that happened during your practice this morning. Let's take note of that. And without judgment, just kind of notice. And you might feel just a little more open, maybe even just more peaceful, a little lighter, just less stressed for this moment, at least, right? Let's take our hands to our heart center and thank yourself for all that. Thank yourself for taking this time for you. One of the hardest things for us to do, right? We're so busy running around doing things for everyone else, and we need to take care of ourselves. Most importantly, we need to take care of ourselves. So thank yourself for taking this time for you. And I thank you for taking this time for you and for joining us this morning. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Have a good weekend. You can turn your mics on if you want.
Thank you, Karen.
I'm muted too.
You.
I'm
Thanks,
muted.
Karen.
Well, I
Thank
just can't
you.
Anything.
Thank you.